Fortnite. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. There is none, because this isn't on Steam, and their website doesn't really have any words, so I'll put some words in. These are the words of Mac, not the developer. Fortnite is a third-person, first-person survival game where you run around a map that's procedurally generated, killing zombies and gathering loot. You smash into houses, smash up houses, look for treasure chests, listen carefully, you'll hear them go... And then you find them, you open them, and there's loot in that's pretty much useless. So you smash stuff and get more loot. Bricks, twine, wood, metal, nuts and bolts, stone, little jars of brown shit that looks like honey, but it's not. Oh, I've just found a trap, but it's shit. Oh, I've just found a gun, but it's shit. Oh, I've just found another gun, and it's even shitter than the shit one that I found. That's right, guys. You loot shit in a game that's full of shit. But there is some good loot. Do you want to go for the good loot? Then we welcome you to get your fucking wallet out and pay for the fucker in the store. It's finally here, guys. 2011 this game went into production, 6 years, and it's still just entering early access. It won't be finished apparently till December next year, when it'll be an actual free-to-play, because it is a free-to-play game. If you want to play it now, of course, then you have to pay. Why? I don't know, I've been trying to work that out for the last 4 days, and the only conclusion I get to is greed. Anyway, pay to beta test, but I'm sure it's not much money. Standard edition £35, deluxe edition £50, super deluxe edition £75, limited edition £120. For the biggest grind you've ever seen in your life, for the most ridiculous mechanics you've ever seen in your life. It is more of a business management sim with a load of gambling than it is anything else, guys, and I'm going to explain why. And before the fanboys jump on this and say, oh, you've never left the tutorial, I'm on to the second map, which is 20 plus hours into the game at least. Here we go. It's a giant gambling machine. Everything you will do in this game to make your character better is a giant gamble. It is RNG gone mad. It is leveling up gone mad. It is pretty much designed to block your progress. It is about as much fun as having your balls castrated with tweezers. It's just a huge disappointment, guys, for me. Huge disappointment. It does have its fun moments, and it has some really great fun times and fun mechanics in there. But they are so few and far between that it's awful. When you first switch the game on after a heavy night on this, the amount of chores that you have to do make Warcraft look like fucking tiddlywinks. It's ridiculous. Let's start with the hero that you have. You might have a few heroes that all come out of chests. So, you know, you've got different types of heroes. You've got commandos, ninjas, and all sorts of stuff. You've got builders. Each one has different perks, and each one comes in a different colour. And it's the usual MMO colours: grey, green, blue, purple, orange, and then there's the mythic colour, you know, depending on how good they are. And you have to level all of these things up. Everything has its own levelling XP, which is different XP. It's not one big pool of XP that you can split. Everything has its own type of XP. Your weapons, your traps, your heroes, your survivors. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So you got your hero. Let's level your hero up by recycling other heroes to get hero XP. Same with schematics for weapons. If you want to get the good weapons, you've got to drop the good schematics. How do you do that? You have to either do countless grinding over and over again and hope that the gambling pays off, and you can buy pinatas with your in-game money and hope that you'll get the schematic that you want, but you probably won't, or that it'll drop in-game, which is very, very rare, may I add. In fact, they don't pretty much. All the good stuff drops out of the pinatas that you buy from the cash shop at about 80 pence each. You know, it's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous, guys. And when you do find the one that you want, you've got to recycle all the other ones just to get enough XP to level it up to make it a decent fucking weapon or trap. Because if you don't, it'll be shit. You drop an epic gun, it's fucking shit until you've leveled it up. That's the way it is. Leveling it up, how do you do that? Recycle all your other fucking gun schematics until you've got enough XP to level it up. Or pay to win, get your fucking wallet out, it's pinata time, hit the pinata, get the loot, and hope and pray to the gambling god that it will actually have the stuff that you need. And that is the game, not just with weapons, not just with traps, not just with heroes, but with Survivors. Survivors, guys. Instead of having armor in this game, you have survivors. What are survivors? Well, you have in your base, you have these different teams. You've got like a fire team, an engineer team. You've got a team that gives you health. And you have to put survivors in each team. You don't ever see them in the game. This is just like your buffs, if you like. They give you a little bit of a boost. You use the stats that they have and you get a little percentage of them stats if they're in the right group, and you will get that. The trouble is you've got to match them to the right group. For example, in the team that gives you health, the EMT team I think it's called, everybody needs to have the profession of nurse or doctor or whatever it is, and they have to have the right personality as well. And you have to match all these up. And if you don't, you might as well fucking recycle them because they're no use at all. And I've got loads of the and I've only got one of them that actually matches the fucking job description. So my hero has shit stats. How do I get more survivors? Pinata time. It's just gamble for them, gamble for them, gamble. Get your wallet out, gamble, gamble, gamble. I still haven't got the right ones. Tough shit, gamble some more. But I've already paid £100 for the game. That's tough shit. Gamble some more. Get your fucking wallet out. That's how you play this game, guys. Everything has to be fucking leveled up. There's even a fucking collection book where you can take stuff that you don't want and stick it in the collection book and you can never get it back. And when you complete a little chain of them, you'll get another loot box for more gambling. Oh, please this time. Please this time. No, more fucking axes that I don't fucking want. That's the way the game is. All the way through. Takes hours. There's even expeditions like, you know, in World of Warcraft where you have your garrison quests. You've even got that. Send them out on garrison quests. Oh, but shit, I can't because I don't have unlocked motorboats and travel and all that. So, you know what you have to do? You have to go in the skill tree. The skill tree, which one? There's 8 of the fuckers. There's 4 normal ones and then there's the research ones. They are full of pointless fucking walls that you have to get through. Walls, guys. Walls. How? It's almost like the people sat there brainstorming. How can we stop these fuckers from progressing in this game? I know. We'll make this huge skill tree full of shit that does fucking nothing, but we'll hide a few good ones. For example, your secondary attack on melee weapons is buried deep in the first fucking skill tree. It's what the fuck. And you've got to get there. And how do you get there? Do missions. Do missions and you'll get 1 or 2 points at the end of each mission. You have to do about 1,000 missions just to get... I've done 20 hours and I've literally just got through the first skill tree and unlocked the second skill tree. It's fucking ridiculous. It's free to play, gone fucking mental. Despite all that, what's the game like when you get in? It's a 4-player co-op, zombie, beating up, smashing, looting, defending the fort, tower defense, Minecraft kind of game. Is that good? That sounds so much fun. Yes, it is fun, but it should be way more fun, and it just isn't. You're in a procedurally generated world, and it's builders co-op. But the second the mission starts, one goes south, one goes north, one goes east, and one goes west. You actively want to be as far away from the other fuckers as possible in a co-op game, because you know why? Loot, because you're a fucking loot frenzied man. Pinatas, chests, I want chests. There's chests hidden around the levels. Loot's so fucking important in this game and no one gives a fuck. You'd kill the other cunts if you could, just so you can steal all the fucking loot. You go into houses and you listen, because the loot chests make a little noise, a special noise, and when you hear that noise you know there's a loot chest. And if you see someone on your minimap nearby, you think, hope they don't hear it or they'll come in, and just start smashing the houses down, which looks great, guys. You can just smash everything. The whole world's destructible. You can just smash the entire, every building you see, every vehicle, plant, shrub, tree, rock, you can just smash it all into crafting materials that you get, or you can buy pinatas. So you've got to try and find all this loot. You get the loot and hope that it's got something, but the loot in the game is just shite. Now and then you'll find an epic chest and you'll find something really nice, but most of the time it's just recyclable shite that you'll either drop, recycle, throw in your collection book, or just fucking cry your eyes out when you look at it. And so you end up with an underpowered weapon and an underpowered hero. And so what do? You have to keep doing the mission over and over and over and over and over again till you get the right loot so you can progress in the game, and it takes fucking ages, guys. And the problem is the missions are fucking boring. All you do is, like I say, you run off in different directions looting everything, and then now and then you'll find a survivor, somebody who needs rescue, and they're like standing on top of a car going help, help, and then when you walk near them some zombies appear and you shoot them, and then they'll go thank you, then you'll say hi, and then you get a present, which is shite, a little bit of loot. And then once you've done all of that, on the map there will be an objective, and this is the big thing. This is where you build your fort. There'll be an objective that you have to guard while waves of zombies come and run at it. And I'm telling you now, I'm 20 hours in, I've completed the entire first map, I'm onto the second map, and there's only 4 fucking maps in the game. And we didn't need to use any fucking traps for nearly every single mission. So the traps are pretty pointless until you get further into the game. And it's just a giant shooting gallery, that's all it is. And your weapon, every time it's, you're going to love this bit, every time you shoot your weapon, it takes durability. You can't repair. So you have to craft a new one, which uses materials. Where do you get your materials? You grind the fuckers. You grind them. Or pinatas. You see, everything's a wall to stop you progressing. And there's only 3 types of mission. There's either defend the van, defend the balloon as it comes down when it drops its data, or protect the hub that you have to put down. I've never seen any other different types of mission. Yes, there's some little other stuff, like I said, rescue survivors and that, and you've got to guard a drone that crashes, but that's it. That's it. Now, the best thing about this game is your home storm base, which the game doesn't explain how to do any of this, by the way. I had to look pretty much all of this up. The tutorial's awful in this game. I had to spend my time on YouTube and reading stuff on Reddit just to find out how to play the fucking game. You get this storm shield defense hub. It's your own personal one that you get at the beginning of the game. It's actually, I think, the second or first mission. You build traps around that and it gets attacked. And it gets expanded upon all through the game as you're going through. You might have to do 5 or 6 missions in this other world, and then you go back to your world. It's all f***ed up. Just bear with us. Where you have your own base that's going to get attacked again, and it gets expanded. So then you'll, after you've done that and you've won that mission, you'll go back and do missions in the other world where you loot and you get all your schematics and you do all your gambling. And then a little bit further on, it'll say, right, you've got to go back to your own storm shield now because you're going to get attacked again, but we're going to expand it a bit further. And so you've got better traps and stuff. So you put your better traps down and it gets, and that's really fun because you're building this huge base up any way you want, and you can bring friends in or randoms in to help you defend it, and you do all of that, and that's great. But when you get to the end of that first level, you get a brand new one as you go to a different map, and so all the progress that you did on the last one, it's all pointless now. We've moved on from there. That you got a brand new one to start all over again. Now that would be fun if you could bring in attacks on that anytime you want, but you can't. I think I only had 6 or 7 attacks on my home base in the first 20 hours of playing the game, which isn't enough. It kind of made me feel underwhelmed at the end. I thought I did all that fucking work for what? 7 attacks? 3 waves an attack? That's 21 attacks attacking my base. That was it, in 20 fucking hours. And bear in mind, one attack lasts about 2 minutes. So it was all kind of, you know, it just, you can't even maze the monsters properly when you're putting your traps down. It's all kind of, they just go in a straight line. You have to funnel them in through strategically placing walls. If you try to maze them even more than one width of a wall, they won't bother. They won't run around it. They'll just smash through it, regardless of whether you make it out of metal or wood. And you can make your buildings out of metal, wood or stone. And obviously, I don't need to tell you which ones are the strongest. And this is the problem. The building is phenomenal. It's amazing, the building. You can make some amazing things. And it is so easy and so intuitive to build. And I can't help but feel that they've up badly, because you've got a gorgeous looking world, great gunplay, the explosions is great, the guns is good, the snipers is good, the grenades is fine, the assault rifles is good, there's loads of different guns, there's shotguns, there's all, and I love the heroes, their abilities. But why can't we just have had armor? Scrap the survivor system, give us body armor that we can upgrade, that we can keep and upgrade, you know, different types of armor for your different types of hero, heavy armor for your commando, light armor for your ninja and all that, you know. Why couldn't we have just done that? It would have been so much easier and more intuitive to people, instead of this stupid, ridiculous survivor system that you've got that's just more walls to get through. And there's nowhere near enough different types of missions to do. Once you've done the first 3 or 4 missions, that's it. You're doing them over and over again, and the monsters are the same as well. There's only about 7 different types of, or 8 different types of monster. All they do is they just scale up in their hit points as you go through, and you're just getting the same ones over and over again. You know, how many times do I have to chop up a tree, a car, a wall, a building, just to get the mats to craft the guns? That's if I've got the schematics right. And it's, guys, it's just one giant fucking repetitive grind. Yes, it's fun. I'm having fun in certain missions, in certain scenarios. I've had some right laughs in this game, I really have. But you've got to look at the bigger picture. It's not worth all the fucking hassle that you've got to go through just to get a game. It's just not. There's just way too much to do really in a game. It's taken the fun out of the game, and it's overly complicated. And it's sad to say the only conclusion I can come to is they've overcomplicated it out of sheer greed. All roads lead to the fucking money. They don't lead to fun. And sadly, it is just not worth the asking price because there's too much shite to get through. So there you go, guys. It could have been and should have been a hell of a lot better, but they got greedy and they f***ed it up.